welcome back to Chasing the Target Day 2. All in all, Australia, I think they batted tremendously well. Usman Khawaja, in particular, getting his 15th century, I think, of his career and third of 2023. He's already got like two centuries prior to this, one in India and one in Sydney. Third century, spectacular patience from Usman Khawaja. I think 250 plus deliveries, khade raha, 279 to be precise. Yeah, next level batting from Usman Khawaja, and yeah, a lot of people came and went. You saw Steve Smith get out. You saw Travis Head get a good 50, but couldn't stand it. And Cameron Green, first he got lucky with that, drop chance by Bairstow, but Alex Carey again. इसके बारे में हम लोग बात कर रहे थे preview में before the Ashes started, and we were really thinking Alex Carey is one guy who's going to be one that England should look out to because he is potentially someone who could play Bazball as well, like Cameron Green. But Alex Carey, the way he's been doing this year is fantastic, getting those 40, 50, crucial 50, 40 runs in the middle. And yeah, he's just been a delight. I'm joined with my regular co-host, Mustafa Ismail is here in the house. How you, sir? Bazball ki pungi baja di Usman boy.
Bro, Johnny Bairstow, man. Why the hell is he missing stumpings, man? And catch drop कर दिया. फिर Elwood वो क्या था no ball brought का. Bro, they should have been wrapped up by tonight, Australia. But Usman Khawaja, man, sensational.
What in bat फेंक दिया यार उस्मान भाई किराक हो गए.
सेंचुरी के बाद नहीं. Bat फेंक दिया उन्हें. And उसका पहला 100 England में, and you know the amount of stuff that he's been through. If you just see his career, bro, how many times he has to be on the bench. Even when Warner Smith or Matt इसको bench पे रखे थे, कितने की बार spin नहीं खेलने आता, ये खेलने नहीं आता, वो खेलने नहीं आता. But this guy in all conditions been amazing. He was one of the best batsmen in India. He was one of the best batsmen in Pakistan, and now he's kicked off the Ashes with 100. Incredible innings, much more patient, a completely different style. But he had decent support. Whether it was Cameron Green or Alex Carey in the end, I think it was a really good.
I think the partnership with Travis Head really got him.
Travis Head as well. Yeah.
Travis Head came and accelerated. He got a little bit more time to settle in, and unfortunately, Travis Head getting caught, in the covers by Crawley, and yeah, he was also looking on his well way. But Alex Carey, Mustafa, we spoke about this guy and counter-attacking again. I think he has in tremendous strength यार. उन्हें जिस तरीके से स्ट्रेट ड्राइव मारता भाई, मोइन भाई को परेशान कर दिया. मोइन भाई एंड रोड के बीच में एक बाउंड्री मारता, उन्हें दोनों एक को एक देख लेते रहते थे. अरे कहाँ से चले गया बोल के.
Yeah, I mean, Alex Carey, we were building him up, and today he lived up to that billing. I think बहुत अच्छा खेला उन्हें counter-attacking because he's the last wicket. उन्हें क्या बात, then you get into the tail, right?
Yeah.
तो उसको खेलना वैसा बहुत जरूरी था. And yeah, if I just talk about England, they they had chances to finish this off today. They could have got Australia all out. They missed their chances. Poor fielding. Johnny Bairstow missing a catch, missing a stumping. Stuart Broad, that was a jaff of a delivery. Kya ball tha bhai wo Khawaja ko. Set batsman 112. The new ball, second new ball, he beat him all ends up, and then he overstepped. I mean, yeah, you can.
That's a Pat Cummins thing to do, huh?
Pat Cummins means?
Such a Pat Cummins, if you remember, he got 2 no balls in the India test, right?
Yeah.
At the Oval. तो
उन्हें स्टोक्स भी कितने की नो बॉल डाल दिया आज, 15-20 तो उन्हें डाल दिया खुद से. But man, when you get a wicket like that, it's a no ball that hurts. Again, you say you shouldn't be doing this, but it happens. We're all human beings.
They bowled 6 no balls each, Stokes and Broad.
And the problem is it's becoming repetitive. The no balls and also the drop catches. Fine, you drop 1 or 2 catches, I understand, but you've dropped this pair already in the last session. You've dropped catches before that as well, and this is going to come to bite you, man. It's simple as that. Australia are 90 runs behind. They're still behind. England is still ahead in this game. 5 wickets can be taken in the first session also tomorrow, but you've allowed Australia in the game. Now it's very even Stevens. It's a 50-50 game probably. That's how I'm looking at it. And that's because of lack of discipline in the field. Australia also dropped chances and everything, but they बार-बार नहीं करे. इन लोग बार-बार वही player को छोड़ दे रहे या no ball डाल दे रहे and stuff. So yeah, it was disappointing. But from Australia's point of view, this is it. They need to build tomorrow, try to get to 400, and then take it from there.
Yeah, first session though was what England exactly needed. Stuart Broad back-to-back wickets. The best wicket I think I've seen. I mean, not in terms of the way it was, good catch from Bairstow and stuff, but the build-up, right? He got David Warner out as expected. A lot of people को वही था कि भाई David Warner का number है already Stuart Broad के inside it onto the wickets. चलो ठीक है, I still get it. But then he started pumping the crowd up. Stuart Broad, वो build up जो था यार, वो पूरे पुकार पुकार पुकार. Then he went on to his run up, and Labuschagne easy, was made to play that shot, edged and into the slip. Simple catch, but yeah, I think our build up was tremendous, and that's where it set the tone. I think the first session will always crucial. Tomorrow also first session, like you said, they could wipe everybody out. Tired Usman Khawaja already. How long will he go? He has the capacity to go another 100 deliveries आराम से, but you can lose your concentration somewhere down the line. because अभी मुझे momentum चलते रह रहा, एकदम break आ जाता है end of days play. अब कल सुबह फिर वो momentum के साथ आप आओ, and वो thought process का थोड़ा मुश्किल रहता. But yeah, still like tremendous job from Usman Khawaja to stand it till this long, man. Like but yeah, 80 odd runs, they're still trailing by it. But based on how England, you said they dropped their chances, I think Australia capitalized perfectly.
Yeah, they capitalized perfectly. But also, what's this scene with David Warner, man? I don't understand. उन्हें हर match में इससे out हो रहा abroad से. It's 2019 में we saw that series in England. Same thing happened again today. There was not much movement or anything like that. Inside edge कर दिया wickets पे. I like. There's some problem, bro. A mental block against Stuart
Yeah,
Broad.
Ricky Ponting was saying कभी आप बैट्समैन जब रहते हैं और आपको मालूम कोई बात बात आपको निकाला हर टूर्नामेंट में, या he has consistently gotten your wickets, you think about it the night before, you think यार ये कल सुबह डालने वाला है मेरे को, कैसा खेलूंगा मैं इसको. I mean, you back yourself, but also you have that lingering in the back of your mind until you don't get a good boundary or something against him, then you won't forget it, right? Like अरे वो एक बार भी अरे फिर
He
इसका
did
miss था.
yesterday. He did
Yeah,
get a good boundary. He started off well against him yesterday,
yeah,
but आज आके उन्हें फिर से पिंडे में मिला दिया. I don't know what the situation is, but like you said, I think he's just right now he's having nightmares of Stuart Broad. ख्वाबों में उन्हें ही चाह रहा,
yeah.
and like he doesn't have a solution to it right now.
Because he
Round
immediately got out, he's like, oh shit, not again type shit.
yeah,
Reaction था उसका.
and like round the it's the same thing. Round the wicket, he's coming, he's pitching it outside off stump. This time round, bro, like, and the pitch there was no lateral movement, so that's why I'm even more surprised. If he got out to Broad when he was 50, 60, okay, fine. But this was a wicket that David Warner could have
Yeah.
actually utilized.
Smashed,
Even
yeah.
more than Khwaja, he would have been more dangerous if he batted this long, because he would have batted at a faster pace. Like I said, there was no lateral movement. It was a good pitch to bat on once you're set, and David Warner would have really, really capitalized. And to get out like that, inside edge, I mean, it's the worst because, yes, when he's swinging it around, you're getting a good delivery, he's beating you. I understand that. But this time around, it was a flat pitch, and Broad is still getting you out. And yeah, it's kuch to hai yaar, jadoo, like and he has to, I don't know what he's going to do to solve it. I don't know what the solution to it is, but it's a clear problem. And then the Labuschagne thing, I was
Yeah.
very surprised, bro, because Labuschagne both chikat hai. He used my pick as well for fantasy. I thought he would score 100, but really good delivery. Like you said, the build-up was very good, but also that line in length just outside the off stump. When Labuschagne, if you see start of his innings, majority of the time उन्हें कभी-कभी chances देता, right? Like it's
Yeah.
about grabbing those opportunities, and that's a really good catch from Pesto.
And that's what I was telling you, like before also, अपन जिससे पहले मैं बोला था Labuschagne थोड़ा मेरे को shaky दिखा. I don't know, that was just my thing. I mean, yeah, 100% he might come back with the 100 in the second inning, but it's just like I felt he wasn't the most confident. But again, that ball made him to play. Like he had to play it in anything. It was coming in, and it zip ball के अंदर घुस सकता था. तो edge clear and very good catch from Bairstow. I think जबरदस्त grip करा उसको. And मोइन अली का भी अपन like a lot of people were questioning him. मोइन भाई ले लिया और विकेट आन दो, and third wicket उनका बेचारों का drop कर दिया.
ड्रॉप कर दिया उन्हें, और स्टंपिंग भी मिस कर दी उसके bowling पे. He could have had 4 wickets already. That ball he bowled to Cameron Green, incredible delivery, man.
Yeah.
Through the gate, the ball turned in sharply, beaten him all ends up. I really enjoyed that delivery. बहुत जबरदस्त था. Also, Ben Stokes did it to Smith. If you notice, Steve Smith, even in the county championship in the last few months, LBW both हो रहा उन्हें, and I think Stokes picked up on that very quickly. England have done their homework. They attacked the stumps a bit of seam or whatever, but attacking his stumps and trying to get him trapped, and that's what's happened to him. And this is not the first time. If you go and see, I think there's a video on Instagram, the England Cricket Board or someone put that he's also got out in the county championship in a very similar manner, like how Stokes got him out today.
Because he has a tendency of moving around the pitch. You see, like uska, he plays around. पहले तो उन्हें हो रहा था play around that patch David Warner makes. David Warner का खड्डा बना देता है कहते, like when he's batting. But he didn't bat for a long time. But like usually you see, he's mostly moving so much that ball bounce होके अब अंदर घुस रहा. तो he can obviously get caught in that LBW line.
But normally he's very solid. Even when he's shuffling, he's very solid. Like he won't get LBW. Like even leg stump उसका बहुत rarely उड़ता. He knows exactly कहाँ है, but I think right now ये थोड़ा है pattern Smith के साथ, like he is getting LBW थोड़ा बहुत, and it's a good delivery from Stokes as well.
Yeah,
So
and
yeah,
Stokes captaincy wise, man, not one time did he get like a more like open field. पूरों को वहीं खड़ाया, short, short cover, silly point, पूरे throughout the day. Like every commentator बम्मा ले रहा था, अरे थोड़ा तो पीछे लेके जाओ. But then when Travis had got out, they saw that attacking field is completely working
that
for
wicket,
England.
the
Yeah,
Travis Head wicket was very good captaincy.
Zach Raleigh. Yeah,
Yeah, that was it the one mid
Zach
wicket पे
Raleigh.
catch था,
Yeah,
right? Yeah, that
covers
was
पे. Yeah,
cover
हाँ
पे.
उसका mid wicket. Yeah, left
हाँ
hander.
उसका
हाँ हाँ.
या तो वो बहुत अच्छा कैप्टनसी था. Field placement was really good. He kept the field up like you mentioned, and yeah, it was about taking wickets. You got the big wicket of Travis Head. He could have punished you, and honestly, like if they took their chances, they would have wrapped it up. So I'm not going to really blame captaincy 100%. Like of course
Yeah,
there
yeah,
may be a few things he can do here and there. His bowling was rubbish. And
yeah.
that's because he's not in rhythm right now. It's going to take him time. He's coming off that knee injury.
But he got the big fish, huh?
He did get the big wicket despite that, and that's what like world class players do. But still, like his rhythm is not there, bro. He's bowling like a lot of no balls. It's gonna take him
लाके
some time.
पटक रहा खाली. But I think
Yeah.
when Smith and Khwaja were there, I thought, well, ऐसा अच्छा लंबा partnership चलने वाला है दोनों का. But that's what, like, sometimes unorthodox या unexpected kind of bowlers आके जो wicket ले लेते हैं, I think that's what helps. And I think धोनी सबसे पहले सोचेंगे, अरे रे मेरे लिए तो डाला नहीं है, एक wicket लिया नहीं लिया. But yeah, I mean, it helped at the end of the day. वरना स्मिथ तो पूरी रात बैठने का इरादा था स्मिथ का.
Yeah, and it's that type of pitch. Once you're in, you can really make hay while the sun shines. And Khwaja did that, right? He's been and he's been very careful. It's been a completely different approach, and that's the beauty of this game, right? Two different approaches, but getting to
Yeah.
a similar score. Similar the way Joe Root played and the way Khwaja played. Root, I would say, took more risks, more gambles. He played that reverse quite a bit. Of course, it was still a bit more traditional compared to the other England batsmen, but Australia's approach in general has been more orthodox, more traditional, but it's been effective as well. The only thing
Yeah.
is that when you do play at that kind of rate, and suppose Khwaja got out on that side, and that wasn't a no ball, and Carey got out, then you're like 150 runs behind England. So
Yeah.
that's the difference. And England have themselves to blame for it. You have to be much more sharper in the field. You can't keep giving chances. Maybe in the space of 1 or 2 overs, you have to be
Overs, yeah.
alert, man. Yeah, like Bairstow, it was going to happen. Look, Folks is the better keeper. Also, Bairstow is coming back after a 1 year. He was going to make mistakes. I knew that it's going to happen. I'm sure somewhere down the line, the England management also knew that there will be mistakes from him. He did take a really good catch of Labuschagne, but all these things, I guess they just have to accept it, but make sure that they don't keep repeating यही problems, because फिर कल अगर आप नहीं लिए chances, कल तो आएगा catch. पहले 10 ओवर में पक्का आता. अगर नहीं लेंगे आप catch तो फिर
I think वो लेके तो दे सकते हैं वेस्टो को, like you said, because देखो first is and see throughout, like, yeah, he didn't catch the ball, but whatever his keeping was, it was good considering the amount of time he's been out of cricket. He's got them. I know catches win you matches and stuff like that, but and then batting wise also he was spectacular. Like 78 that he made again, it was like the old self.
But the problem I have that is it's not कि like ठीक है एक साल के बाद खेल रहा है उन्हें give him some leeway, but the thing is एक साल पहले भी उन्हें keeping नहीं कर रहा था. He was just as a batsman. He wasn't keeping, right? So that is the problem that I have. He's not been keeping for a long time in Test cricket.
Yeah,
so,
but फिर अगर Ben Fox को लाए तो फिर इसको निकालना या मोइन अली को निकालना. So
या
that
ब्रुक
is
को
also
निकालना.
ब्रुक को निकालना. So that's also
I know
one way.
I know that, but like the thing is like just in my opinion, like if you get your best keeper there, ये problems नहीं होते आपको. Like Fox is taking that in
But
his sleep,
Fox
bro.
with the bat again, then like he's not the greatest compared to a Bairstow. So like there's inefficiencies in both, but yeah, I don't know. Like
No, you play both. I'm saying you drop a Harry Brook or a thing, and because like in my opinion, you need to have a keeper who's going to take all your catches, bro. You have to like you can drop one or two, but in Ashes in English conditions, I think you play your best keeper. And Fox is a good batsman. He's no mug with the bat. He's got 100 as well. I think Sri Lanka maybe Mara. He's decent option, but because this shouldn't punish them, right? This might cause them a lot of problems down the line.
in particular, it might cause them now because like Khwaja well on his way. Like you mentioned, he took Faida Lelia on already with drop catches ka, and Cameron Green could have got out on a 0. He's got 38 runs, so that's already capitalizing on.
That's capitalizing on this. Like again, it's just the first Test match, first thing. Let's give him a bit of space, like you mentioned, and see what he does in the next.
How was Bangladesh's Bazball style performance again, winning the 500? I mean, Bangladesh though they smashed it. Shanto was I think the man of the match, 200s in 2 innings. Zabardast batsman, and Mushfiqur Rahim I think got 100 as well. But Afghanistan will have to learn this format. I mean, they're not the best. I was saying yesterday, like Afghanistan is one team that could could probably play baseball down the line, man. Like the hitters that they have in their team, if they're able to, give one day of complete batting, they're able to bat one whole day, they could be a potential baseball kind of a team.
I have a question. If there's
Hmm.
grass on the pitch, the ball is moving around, like we've seen traditionally in England.
Yeah.
Will baseball work, or that's why they're making pitches like these to suit their type of batting?
I think with England, you've seen them even hit in moving conditions, right? Like you've not seen them stop anywhere. It again the complexion of your team, how it is and stuff. I think if they're used to it, then maybe you could hit.
Because
But
the reason why I'm saying this
like
is
you
because I
said, there's
think
always expect of that edge. That's one thing. Yeah.
this. I think because if they do put grass on the pitch, it'll suit their bowling more. Of course, then
That's
it brings
what.
Australia, but then it'll bring Australia into the game. I know that, but that's the question. The question is, are you not brave enough to attack the Australian cricketers on a green pitch? It's
That's
not.
what
Are you not
Hazel.
brave enough? Yeah.
That's what Hazelwood exactly said, right? Hazelwood said like if you look at pitches in Australia, they're much more flatter and stuff like that. If you look at it like from England's point of view, I don't understand them making it more flatter than what they're because they struggle in Australia. So the test is like what you mentioned. He exactly said the same thing. I think in an
Is
interview
it
or
trying
something.
to suit their style of play? Like their batting,
Yeah,
batting के लिए उन लोग ऐसा कर रहे हैं क्या? Um,
yeah.
because when
Which
I
makes
look
it
at
funny. Like ironically, if you would look at it, their bowling is like right now booming with Stuart Broad and Jimmy Anderson. Maybe give
yeah,
them something,
if you give
but.
them like उन लोग निकाल देते हैं ऊपर ख्वाजा वाजा को भी निकाल देते हैं उन लोग.
Hmm.
लेकिन you're gonna give these pitches like this, it brings Australia into play both ways. But my uh, question is basically that is it
What are
that
they trying to get at? Yeah, yeah, I
is
get
it
it.
that they're batting like they're so dependent on their batting that they need particular conditions for their batting, or because yeah, like if you have grass pitch also, it brings Australia into the game, no doubt about that, but it just suits your bowlers a bit more. And I think if you can still play attacking cricket, you get to, instead of 400 you get to 300 playing baseball, or 250, your bowlers can get them out for 180 or 90 also, right? That's what I'm saying.
Hmm. Yeah, it's a good question. I think वही है कि it's what Ben Stokes wants, but does he want more dependency on batting? Because like, if you get a complete bowling kind of a scene, then maybe their batsmen aren't the greatest. Because if you look at them, the way they got out, I mean, Joe Root nahi khadta, so that's 118 runs lesser, which is 250 right now. So maybe that is something that we can look into. And I think Bairstow also like dropped by Australia, so they had chances. I mean, you could have even seen 150 all out for England. So maybe you're right. Like they more maybe wanted more bat dependency because like the batsmen maybe aren't the greatest right now because Zach Crawley had a tendency to get out. Ollie Pope doesn't have a tendency to play long innings. So I think you're right. I think they just wanted to give them batters an extra confidence booster rather than the bowlers because bowlers will pick up wickets in any way because they're that class.
Hmm. Yeah, it could be. And also पाकिस्तान में उन लोग खेल रहे थे वो कंडीशंस में फ्लैट पिचेस पे. आई थिंक उन लोग को अंदाजा हो गया कि फ्लैट पिचेस पे कैसा बॉलिंग करना. एंड वी सॉ दैट टुडे दे डिड
Yeah,
क्रिएट चांसेस थ्रू
great
आउट द डे.
chances.
लाइक
Yeah, yeah.
इवन इन द एंड दे वर क्रिएटिंग चांसेस. So I think maybe it's that like they understand after that Pakistan tour is giving them the confidence to pick up wickets also on flat wickets. They have the confidence that the bowlers can adjust, but maybe for their batsmen they need to give them the best of conditions so that they can implement this style of play.
Exactly. I think yeah, that's what it is. Like, and also bowlers को भी एक test देते ना. A batsman का ये है, then they'll probably identify also, right? After giving bowlers and batsmen different
हाँ.
conditions to play on, so they can assess also, अरे भाई कौन से condition में कौन से player को pick करना. So selection process also gets more easier when they go to a Pakistan or when they go to Australia. They'll know exactly what kind of players they need.
Hmm.
Uh, एक मिनट ख्वाजा बहुत ख्वाजा बहुत बोर कर दिया for me. It's so hard to watch opposite team batting after England. Yeah, I completely understand, but I enjoyed Khwaja's innings a lot because that's what it is. This is traditional Test cricket, and this is where you see the pressure getting soaked in by one batsman standing up against a team which is roaring to go, and itna thaka diya in a way of mentally that they're dropping catches and stuff. So this is also like tactic, right? Like you taken the pressure, and then you look at the loose ball, you counter attack, you create a partnership. Steve Smith was there, then Travis Head, I think, played brilliantly. He was a little bit quicker than most of the Australian batsmen. So there are two tactics to this game, and exactly you're seeing this throughout this test match, right? Like England, the more aggressive, ज़्यादा और मार तोड़ जो मजा आता देखने में, but again like high risk, but you can also get high reward. But if like Joe Root नहीं खड़ा होता, then England would have been 280 all out already. So
Yeah.
there's two ways to it. I know it's hard to watch something like this after you're watching a T20 match. Tell someone to watch a 50-over game. It's hard, but I think enjoyable bhi tha thoda.
No, of course. So उन्हें proper testings खेला था, जो बॉल छोड़ना है छोड़ा था. His defense was very solid, and he had some good
Yeah.
shots. The shot that he hit to get to 100, that was a very nice
And he's
shot.
playing more up the crease, and he's coming to the line of the ball. So you see his defense in that aspect. Like him and Travis said, both were like coming right into the face of the ball. So that was good to
Yeah,
see.
even against Moin Ali, if you notice, पूरा
Mm.
middle stump से उन्हें like ऐसा
Yeah,
आगे आके
correct.
ऐसा defend
Yeah,
कर रहा था. तो yeah, inning तो उसकी बहुत अच्छी थी. And bro, just his career, like bro, he's 36 now, 36, gonna
yeah,
turn 37 probably. In the last 3 years, the way he has transformed as a batsman is incredible, man. And this guy is a role model for all of us, like, and I've seen a lot of him in that test documentary. You can go back and see that also, the way they show his struggles and the way he's changed and worked on his game, and now he's a much more relaxed guy. And I think that's what age does to you. It makes you a bit more mature. He was a very hot-headed guy, actually, Usman Khawaja. You can
mm,
see even in the documentary. He's also said it in interviews. He challenges when Justin Langer was coach, used to challenge him, used to challenge the captain. He would get into arguments and everything like that. But as he's got older, I think he's calmed a bit more, and now he's trusting his game. He's more at peace with himself, I think. And that's what experience does, but also determination, because you can be experienced, but imagine you're 32, 33, and you're sitting on the bench. Like you're
yeah,
already an experienced guy. You're sitting on the bench. You're going to Dubai, and they're saying why you can't play spin. Your own player is saying you can't play spin. It's like me telling you, Faiz, you can't speak
mm,
English. You're telling me I can't speak Hindi. Don't talk in Hindi.
mm,
Like
yeah,
your
yeah.
own guy, like who you're working with and stuff. They're telling you that you can't do something like that. But to go through that and everything and improve on your game, show that determination, grit. And at the same time, of course, like I'm sure he had like a lot of support from his family, friends, and everything. But yeah, he's come out really trumps, man. And this, I think, this tops off a great last 2 years for Usman Khawaja.
And this year, particularly, third hundred in this year, and I think it's been sensational for Usman Khawaja.
Yeah, you were saying after the WTC he's not in form, but
He didn't look the best. Like he was too shaky. But yeah, I think he proved us all wrong. And I was more reluctant. I was more agreeing to the fact that David Warner might do something, and David Warner ulta kar diya. So yeah, because he looked like he was gonna come aggressive. The
yeah.
way David Warner looked great, and I don't know
And
what
bro,
happened.
this was like he looked like a different beast yesterday, David Warner,
Mm,
on this kind of pitch. मेरे लिए भी
yeah,
अगर मेरे को पूछे तो I thought Warner would score 100,
yeah,
because ball नहीं swing हो रहा था, उन्हें मार दिया था. Sorry, मार दिया था
yeah,
उसको
yeah,
ब्रॉड को एक दो चौके के लिए कल. So he was going at a good pace, everything, and then today he just messed up, man. Like inside edge onto the stumps, and but yeah, Khwaja, he capitalized. Now
Wasn't
what is
Ollie Pope a wicketkeeper batsman? I don't
yeah, he
remember all.
was.
He was.
He
Okay.
was a keeper, but like not full time keeper though, not like a Fox or a thing. But he was a keeper batsman. Yeah, Ollie Pope is also an option as a keeper. The thing is, Bairstow is a good keeper. I think he's better than Pope, but he's coming back for after a year. He hasn't kept even before that. Fox was the keeper when this Bazball started. Fox was the
Mm,
number one keeper, and Ben Stokes clearly said, Ki, whoever you can have Butler, Bairstow, whatever. Fox is my number one guy over these guys to keep.
mm.
This is when Bazball started last year. I remember before the New Zealand series, then they played India, they played South Africa. It was Fox the whole time. So kind of surprised, but look, if you look at it, Faz is also right. If you look at the team, uska jagah banana mushkil hai. You have to drop a
Yeah,
Harry Brook or a Ollie Pope, or you can't drop Bairstow with the bat. So
yeah.
वही problem hai. But in my opinion, this might cost you the game, or it might cost you something, right? Like when you're dropping chances like these, दो तीन chances
100%. I'm
छोड़
pretty
दिया उन्हें.
sure. Yeah, they could have, like you said, they could have cleared it out, batted tonight only, or probably tomorrow morning with one wicket to go, maybe at the most, like one wicket left. But again, like I think capitalization of these drop chances, Australia has done perfect. They're back into the game. A tired England squad bowling 90 overs or eight whatever overs a whole day. It really changes things around, and
Yeah. And bro, no ball, getting a no ball off a wicket, I've done that. It's very painful,
the
bro.
worst
So
feeling. Yeah.
I don't think God will be happy. I think it's worse than a drop catch. I've dropped a lot of catches also, but no ball wicket, and especially the ball like that. It was a ripper of a delivery. He beat him all ends up. He was batting on 100, and then to get a no ball like that, I think like he would be shattered when Stuart Broad, because it
Do you
would have topped off
think
a really
somewhere?
good day.
Do you think somewhere down the line England made a mistake where they didn't play Mark Wood because extra? Pace would have really helped them in the situation, I think.
Yeah, I agree that they should have played an extra fast bowler. But again, it's about the injuries, it's about fitness. 5 matches, they're going to probably bring him in Lords, and then they're going to
Right.
rotate these guys. I think उन लोग अलग अलग bowlers को अलग अलग combinations आपको देखने को मिलेंगा ये Ashes में. 5 match है. I don't think England is going to play with the same bowling attack all series. Even Australia might not do that, but even though they have more chances to do it, they also won't do that. So Wood will come in. It's more about workload management probably, and also looking at the conditions. Maybe they feel that at Lords with the slope, Wood will be a bit more effective, so maybe they'll go with them over there. But if you still see, like, despite all that lack of
They
pace,
had
good
chances,
pitch,
yeah.
they created, like,
Yeah.
those bowlers created. Moin Ali Fez is not a full time spinner. We have to keep reminding
Yeah.
ourselves he's
Yeah.
a part time
Yeah.
spinner, and he bowled like a proper spinner today. Yes, today runs pitte, chhakke mare, choke mare, theek hai. That ball that he bowled to Mr. Cameron Green, even the stumping and the drop catch, those are good deliveries. So Moin Ali could have easily had 4 wickets today. So they did create chances with this bowling attack. They created chances. They did put pressure on Australia, and they're still ahead in terms of runs. So it's now depends tomorrow how they react. Like you said, कभी कभी सुबह में like we saw today, it can help the bowlers. You can create chances and then put pressure back on Australia and take it from there.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. I think that's how it's supposed to. But like, I think today they learned a very important thing. Ben Stokes to pagal ho gaya honga aaj ke drop catches and all of this thing. I know he's one of the more relaxed kind of a captain, but in the end of the day, catches drop karo, having to stand there in the sun the whole day. I think they're tiring themselves out and giving Australia a much better chance.
Yeah.
Baki ke Australian team, they're still in the balcony. They're relaxed. They're rested. When they come out to bowl, there'll be much fresher. And if Usman Khawaja bats another session, then I think it'll get to
If
England
Australia
somehow.
get to 450, then they're in the driving
It's
seat. Even
interesting.
if you get
Yeah.
50, 60 runs, because
Yeah.
again, yes,
Baseball mentality में yeah, if they get to 150, they're probably going to lose 3-4 wickets.
yeah. So I think if you get like even a 50-run lead on this in this match, any lead can help. I think it's not like. Of course, like England can still cover that, but I just feel like that psychological edge will be with Australia if they do get some sort of lead. And
Yeah.
but England will need to try to get them wrapped up, get those wickets, 5 wickets for 50 runs, 60 runs, come out to bat. If they can also get a slender lead, build on that, and then last day पे तो इन लोगों को bat करना ही पड़ेगा, right? Australia को last couple days पे when the pitch will be a bit more dry, there'll probably be more variable bounce. We've already seen it in the first 2 days, so I'm sure we'll see it in the next few days as well. बारिश का भी सीन है शायद कल,
कल
thunderstorms.
बारिश का सीन है आज हुई बारिश in the evening. It happened just before the game. There was I think an hour of rain, and but still you could see the pitch was still dry. uh, but बारिश तो हुई थी आज हेडिंगली में, and कल भी हो सकती
Headingly नहीं.
बोल रहे sorry एजबास्टन.
हाँ.
तो कल भी हो सकती, so देखना पड़ेगा अगर होंगी या नहीं होंगी. But as of now I think it's going to be a whole day's play, and
अच्छा.
इंग्लैंड कल बैट करने अगर आई तो मजा आने वाला है, I think. And if they lose wickets, and then like you said 450 Australia, I think that we'll have a very good match on our hands.
Yeah, I'm sure the match, either way, the match has been really good right now. We've seen different types of styles. We've seen different contributions. We've seen hundreds from both sides. We've seen wickets from both sides, drop catches from both sides. So it's been a very good game right now, entertaining. And I'm sure next 2-3 days to और मजा आएगा.
Bilkul. You could be right that with the grass on the pitch, England did have some bad collapse against South African pace attack last year, and maybe that's what they didn't want to happen against Australia.
Yeah, that could be that could be it. That's what I'm thinking about as well, um, because I just felt that with the bowling attack that they have, lateral movement will help the bowlers a lot. And yeah, I think just the attack that they have, Robinson, these guys could have really done some damage. And I feel that, of course, you're not going to hit 400 on a grass pitch, especially if you're playing Bazball. But even if you get to 280, 300, then your bowlers have the ability to exploit the conditions to the fullest and put pressure on Australia. So that's what I'm looking at maybe in future test matches. I understand that to adapt to this style of play, you need certain kind of conditions, but also looking at the opposition. But at the same time, अगर आप अपने same style खेले, थोड़ा risky खेले, that could still help you in tricky conditions.
Yeah, 100%. I think any tricky condition में that's where basketball works. Like जल्दी runs अगर बना दिए to someone who's playing a more traditional approach, slow और वहां पे wicket get, it adds more pressure to them.
More pressure,
but जब
yeah.
आपके board पे run आते रह रहे, आप थोड़े confidence में रहते कि हाँ भाई runs तो है 100, like 50, 60, 70, 80, 100, we're getting ahead. गाड़ी आगे बढ़ रही है, किचड़ में अटकी हुई नहीं है. Whereas Steve Smith and these guys will come and do defensive approach, then you get more scared, like oh shit, if you lose a wicket, because the runs are also not ticking. So I think that's there
Yeah,
as well.
exactly.
Oli Pope won't be dropped. His He is the current vice captain of the England Test team. And I know this as he was questioned in the lead up to the Ashes if he's ready to captain the side if Stokes can't play. Yeah, I think he did captain as well in the last Ashes, right? 4-0 jo haare usme, I think he was the captain as well for a
No,
Test
no,
match.
the Ruti was captain.
Root was captain, or
Hmm.
did he get a series to captain? I don't remember if he got it, but yeah, he is the vice captain right now officially. Uh, I mean, he did decent in his whatever contribution he did in the I think 40 or 31 something. So yeah, I think he's good, but again, like captain again is a different question at up now. I mean, particularly this Ashes, I think what a lot of stake. I don't think so.
If Stokes doesn't play a game, it's going to be a huge miss for England because
Yeah,
आप देखो आज भी जब ये सब चीज़ें हो रहे थे like he didn't get too flustered even though probably inside he's really pissed off. He didn't get too flustered. He still continuing like to change the field, attacking mindset, backing his bowlers and everything. And he looks like a patient captain even though maybe the style of play doesn't suggest that, but
yeah.
he knows that he's 1 or 2 wickets away to the tail, and it's about staying patient, staying attacking, and trying to get wickets. That's his main goal, and his presence will be key, man, in the field when Stokes. If he is not available, then we'll see what to do after.
For now, so he's there, and I think he's making the right decision in terms of the field, keeping attacking, not changing a lot, trusting Moin Ali, even though Moin Ali was leaking a few runs in the middle. I think he stuck with Moin Ali, and that's when he got, I think, Zach Crawley and
Happen, man. Lion also got hit, right? Uska bhi
yeah,
4-5 economy tha kal, Nathan Ann. Nathan Ann is the best spinner in the world. So
mm,
I think that pick of Moin Ali, it's worked out till now. That gamble
yeah.
getting him out of retirement, he's not full-time spinner and all that, but it's worked till now. I think he bowled pretty well. He did create more chances after as well, wicket-taking opportunities, and that's his job. His job is not to, like he said, he himself said कि भाई मेरे को एक end tie up करने नहीं आता. I'm an attacking bowler. I'll get hit. They'll attack me, but I'll also, my main thing is to get wickets, and it's worked so far today. Tomorrow's another day. We'll see how they start up. I think give Anderson and brought the new ball again, the relatively new ball. Give them the new spell. I think he'll still swing a bit or whatever, get something out of that ball, and get Khwaja out early, carry out early, and then move from there.
How good was it to see Harry Brook bowl?
Amazing, man. That was world class. You saw Johnny Bairstow, what he was saying behind the stumps when he was bowling. Oh, you're getting it to bowl, swing both ways. He's like, this is top class seam presentation. And it
Mm.
reminded me back of the Ganguly days. It was an incredible spell. I really enjoyed it. He was very accurate, bro.
Yeah, man,
He
one
didn't
maiden
get hit.
over also. Yeah.
Yeah, maiden over. He didn't get a hit for a boundary. Wicket to wicket डाल रहा था. उसको defend कर रहे थे. Ball छोड़ रहे थे उसका. And if it's a grass pitch, he might be used somewhere or the other. He's proper gentle medium pace. जहाँ पे league cricket खेलते नहीं हम लोग
Yeah.
वैसे bowlers रहते, so exactly वैसा है उन्हें. Both 60
And
miles per
like we
hour and
spoke, possibility of Joe Root, and Joe Root 7 overs
Joe Root
dala bhai,
bowled.
and I
Yeah,
think
Joe
he
Root
bowled
bowled.
very
Yeah.
well. He got 3 maidens also in those 7 overs, and that's what you could like
उसका एक
make
catch
out
छोड़ा
kid.
उन्हें Bairstow उसके bowling पे.
Best, so, yeah.
Second
So
last
you,
over before the new ball.
yeah. So I think that's what we already saw it coming. We probably didn't exactly feel that he would bowl, but he was always an option based that Moin Ali was also leaking runs at the other end. So maybe they just wanted to change things around. But yeah, I think like you said, England are shooting themselves in the foot, and Usman Khawaja just ran away with it. I mean, couple of shots that Usman Khawaja played, man, like and plays in particular drives and stuff. It's very beautiful
What
to
was
see.
your favorite shot?
The on drives, man, like the one he hit, too good. बहुत जबरदस्त है यार उन्हें.
Yeah, no, those were very nice. My favorite was when he got to 100. That's my favorite shot anyway. Like,
Bat फेंक दिया बोल के.
no, though he opened the face, glided
Yeah,
at it. Yeah,
glided to, yeah,
yeah,
guided it
that's my
to the,
favorite
yeah.
shot anyway. So I really enjoyed that shot. But tomorrow, what do you think from Australia's perspective? How do they look at it? Of course, you just want this partnership to keep going, but of course, they're not going to declare. They're going to continue to bat as much as they can. Do you feel that even if Khwaja and Kerry get out, someone like a Stark Cummins come and like maybe they hit it around, play aggressive cricket, and try to get close to the target?
The thing is, Stark isn't there, right? And I think that's
Sorry,
also
it's
going to
not
be a,
Stark. Sorry,
no, no.
Cummins
I
and
know, I
yeah.
know. But I'm just saying, like, no, Stark's not being also there is a big problem because he's the one who could bat amongst all the talented. I think he's a much better batsman. Now, Pat Cummins, I don't know. Hazelwood again, I don't
Cummins can
know how
bat. Cummins can
Cummins
bat,
can
but I
bat,
don't,
but he usually comes out to hit. He doesn't like
yeah.
you
So
can't
that's what
see
I'm
him do a
saying.
Stark. So, like you said, like they might come out to hit. For me, I think ideally what Australia has to do is to build another part, like have this partnership going at least till whatever 82 is required. Now, the minute Australia get to that 1 run lead, that is when they just need to go baseball from the tail enders. Just go hit 60, 70, like you said, 50, 60, 70, 80, whatever they manage to get is always going to be advantage. Now, when England come out to bat, they need to get 2 to 3 wickets, and then England is under pressure.
Yeah, England's under pressure. What do you think Australia would be comfortable chasing within this match?
Now, there's still day three tomorrow, so I think even if you give them like a 280, 300, they'll probably be able to do it.
They'll be able
Maybe
to
that's
do it.
too much, 250 actually.
Three
Yeah.
300 would be a game
That
on
was no,
both
game
ways.
on.
Like
Yeah, that would be
anything
too
can
much. Yeah,
anything can
exactly.
happen. 250, yeah. Again, it'll be really good. Again, like you said, England's approach will be interesting. It'll be one way. The one way traffic. उन लोग तो मानना
Mm,
पड़ेगा उन लोगों को. लेकिन also
yeah,
how the pitch behaves. अगर hitting Nathan Lyon in that second innings might be tougher than the first innings, and he's already picked up 4 wickets, right? So
yeah.
it'll be a different challenge for England. I think for England, what they have to do is, like I said, give Anderson Broad the ball, try to get them all out in the first session, get maybe a 20-run lead, and then build from that, get to 300, and yeah.
But like we spoke about, Chirag Bhai also saying the same thing. That England is getting tired. If Khwaja and Alex Carey managed another session, the bowlers will be gassed out. The fielders will be gassed out. Second innings, lunch के बाद भी अगर आधा घंटा खेल लिया ना, coming in the latter, half of the day, it's gonna be hard for England batsmen to stand and hit and smash because they'll
Hmm.
have fatigue, right? आज
But
पूरा दिन, कल पूरा आधा दिन, it's gonna be tiring. I mean, yeah, you can say the way they play, it's like smash, but again, उसके लिए भी strength होना अपने को.
yeah, the thing is, though, in hindsight, it looks like Pro Australia's approach was more effective. But if Khawaja got out, if that wasn't a no ball,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
wouldn't be saying that, right? So that's the thing. It's the key
There's always
moments in
that
the
thing, right?
game.
Like if Root didn't make 100, then England would have been all out like 260, right? So,
Yeah, no, but I'm saying in particular this thing about tiring the England bowlers out.
mm-hmm.
Like if your fielders are taking the catches, then you're not. It's on you. Like you're tiring yourself out
Of course, of
more
course,
than the approch.
of
More than
course.
the approach of Australia, it's you who are tiring yourself out because if you see that approach, both approaches have their pros and cons. Like Khwaja getting to 112, it took him the whole day. And if he got out at that time, then the pressure was still Australia. There was still 120, 130 behind
Behind, yeah,
when he got out
yeah,
at that time. But then he
yeah.
came back and he's taken that deficit under 100. So I think it's more in England's hands the way
The
they play.
issue where I feel Australia got more like into a shell approach was when Travis Head got out. Travis Head getting out because he was accelerating at a good pace. He was hitting the loose balls. They came with the shorter deliveries. He countered those as well very well. I think they were attacking him from ball one with a shorter one and stuff, but he still managed to pull it away and stuff. And 50 of like 63 is still decent. So if Travis Head would have been with Usman Khawaja, maybe they would have been in a quicker sort of a zone to finish off the trailing runs. Probably would have seen maybe 60, 40 runs left in trailing, but obviously that catch and that ball from Moeen Ali, it changes things. So in Australia, like sort of losing Travis Head, they had to go into that more defensive approach.
Your thoughts on Ollie Robinson?
I mean, decent. Like he didn't get much to do with the ball. Like again, he tried a lot throughout the day. He tried a lot. He bowled good long spells, but it wasn't nipping or like ज़्यादा swing भी नहीं था, right? Like compared to what Broad was getting in the first session, we didn't see anything else happening with the ball for the bowler. Jimmy Anderson जैसा bowler को कुछ नहीं हो रहा यार. So I think like Ollie Robinson again with all what we've seen him, his ability to do on a flat surface, I expected a bit more from him. But like Jimmy Anderson, so I feel bad. Like I don't see anything working his way at this point of the game.
Jimmy.
अब जो है अब थोड़ा और break हो जाएगा. Probably it's getting drier and drier. So you could see this. Nathan Lyon probably might eat England up.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's going to थोड़ा variable bounce और दिखेगा आपको low bounce भी रहेगा.
Cracks तो आएंगे भाई.
Yeah, that will help the seam bowlers as well. Maybe Robinson would be more
Boland.
effective in bowling as well. So that's the thing. I think for England, it's about trying to maximize the lead, whatever lead they can get. If not, then minimizing whatever Australia get on top of them. For Australia, it's about getting 100, not 100, maybe a 50-run lead, 60-run lead, and then building from there.
Yeah, I guess that's it.
Because
It's like,
if England are behind the ball game, if they're like 80 or 100 runs behind, and they start playing Bazball, if they get all out for 150, then what, you're chasing 50 in the last innings.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you have to be a bit careful in how much lead you're going to concede to Australia. You have to try to wrap them up. That means you got to take your catches. You have to be more disciplined. You have to be alert on the field.
Like I said, the first session always is most crucial, and Stuart Broad proved that. Right, 2 wickets and 2 deliveries could change the context tomorrow. Also, Broad again, new ball आ गया, I think to England, and I think he'll be going again with it. And Jimmy Anderson also should get a flavor in the first session, I think, of the new ball. तब जाके शायद कुछ बन सकता आपका.
Yeah, you enjoy the Holly stand and the Barmy Army?
बामियामी तो क्या पुकारा करे थे यार थ्रू आउट द टाइम. आई थिंक वाज एंजॉय. एंड आल्सो द ऑस्ट्रेलिया क्रिकेट ऑस्ट्रेलिया के भी जो ट्रैवलिंग फैंस थे, अच्छा था. There was Jason Gillespie was in the crowd. It was good to see him. Merv Hughes and stuff like
Merv
that.
Hughes, bro, he's in every single Australia
Yeah,
away
he's a
game.
part of the Travel Australia.
Yeah,
There's a
but
group. Yeah,
he's with the fans. He doesn't sit in a box or
yeah.
anything like that. He's always with the fans. Today, Gillespie was also sitting there. He was clapping on
How old did you
Khwaja.
feel, man, when you saw Gillespie? Like Gillespie, no long hair, running in with that bandana in my head, and I
Yeah,
see this white-haired guy with like Kevin Nash, thoda dubla kar diya साथ सत्यान है.
I think he was the most underrated cricketer in that Australian team in our
He
time. Like,
remember checker take innings उसकी जो बैटिंग करके
yeah.
खड़ गया था.
Double hundred भी है उसका, but with the ball, bro, he was very dangerous. Even against
I,
India, like he was incredible.
he was like a much like a more accurate version of Ishant Sharma. Maybe I think he was dangerous, man.
Yeah. Sorry, huh?
देख तो नहीं पा रहा Ashir, but following the scorecard in
Chirag,
heaven.
my guy.
Australia's tiring. Yeah, that's exactly I think smarter approach. But again, देखना पड़ेगा कल सुबह क्या होता है. And like Mustafa said, they're also taking a longer time to get to that total. So if three good balls that we saw today and they actually catch it, then it will obviously then the approach will then backfire. So either way, they needed to
Like,
play like this Australia because they lost a lot of wickets
yeah,
anyway. So I think
like Chirag bhai, it says not the method, the execution, how you execute it. Like the method is fine, you can go either way. You can
yeah.
play aggressive, you can play defensive, but it's how you execute it. And both teams were aided with the opposition making mistakes. I think both teams, like England gave their chances to Australia, Australia gave chances to England. But right now it looks even Stevens. Like both have been capitalizing, both have been making mistakes. Like the game is like on a really balanced kind of situation.
Yeah, 100%. It's like both methods at its thing, both executed well in their respective whatever they had in their situations. But at this point, Australia might just look like better right now because they played a whole day, but they still have 82 runs. So from England standpoint, like if they can get them out for 60, 70, have a 10-run lead, and then just go haywire on the third day.
Yeah, or minus 14 kar do. So they got like 300 runs probably, whereas England got
297. Yeah.
297. Yeah, minus 14 kar do. So they're like 100 runs shorter than what England got. But again, they have 5 wickets in hand. They have more wickets in hand. England were bundled out. So that's, I mean, England also had two
They didn't
wickets. They
get
should,
bundled out. Do you think
yeah,
Ben
they
Stokes
should
is
have.
thinking about a declaration?
He's not, but everyone else is in England.
Hmm.
He's not. He won't care, bro. He made the decision. That's it. And it could have been justified if that no ball wasn't a no ball. I think that would have been justified. But of course, that will be questioned. If
Yeah.
Australia take the lead, they had 2 wickets remaining. They should have batted today as much as they could, and then give Australia the thing.
But the
Because
way the ball was moving, I don't know, 2 wickets जल्दी निकल जाते थे इंग्लैंड के, so it doesn't really make a difference maybe because बड़े बड़े बैट्समैन चला रहे थे.
But that's the thing. You have time. The way you played, you had a lot of time. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's not like second day tea का बात हो रही है यहाँ पे. Like first day छुआ, you might have got out on yesterday only, right? Next
Yeah.
over में out हो सकते थे दोनों. उसमें क्या
Correct.
गारंटी था? तो but my thing is that अभी बहुत टाइम में खेल लो जितना भी खेल सकते. क्यों like they but of course he had his the way Ben Stokes captains, he doesn't give a crap. He wants to take that new ball, 4 overs, put Australia under pressure. I like the thinking. It was nice, but of course it's risky. I wouldn't have done it, but it's good to see. It's entertaining.
Then why? Then he won't be Ben Stokes if he didn't do it, right? That's the thing. Like he won't be himself, and
I have to
then
be true
again,
to myself.
yeah, something like that. So yeah, I think it's set up well. The match is setting up well. It's entertaining. I think, irrespective of the way they're playing, I think I enjoyed both ways. Obviously, England's day was more dramatic and fun to see, but this is obviously why Test cricket is Test cricket. What Khwaja is proving. मजा तो आ रहा भाई. Like again, like now I'm anticipating day 3 where does Khwaja be able to carry on that level of concentration and carry gets into 100 finally. वो भी देखने में मजा आएगा. And then Bazball will get like, what will their stance be, right? Will they go in a defensive approach? Maybe not, but I'm just thinking like if they get a good lead Australia, and then Bazball has to make that, and then if they're in the risk of not losing wickets, right? So
Yeah.
वो हिसाब से
Also,
देखना.
it's Ben Stokes captaincy tomorrow will be very interesting to see because अगर इन लोग मारना शुरू करे, for
फिर
example,
attacking
ये
field
lead
हटाता है.
ये lead 20-10 if it keeps shrinking, फिर उन्हें क्या करेंगा, कैसा react करेंगा? Will he put fielders in the boundaries? How what will he do? Initially, I think first 10 overs, though he's going to be attacking as aggressive. But as they get closer, and then if once Australia, if they do get the lead, then how do you react to that? What type of
Yeah,
fields do you set? Your bowlers bowl what type of lines? That will also be very intriguing to see because obviously. Like you have a certain type of mindset, but if the game is going in a different direction, you might have to try something different to pull it back, right?
yeah. And England has to come out in the last innings to take 10 wickets, which might get harder. Yeah, exactly. I think that's also there. It's going to be harder. And the way Australia have been batting, I think Steve Smith looked very
I
good.
think this pitch though is different to the India match. The India match, I think that's what Chirag bhai might be referring to. That one, the pitch got better on day 4, day 5. Very
Mm.
good pitch to bat on. But यहाँ पे जो मेरे को दिख रहा है अभी, having seen both teams batting on it, yes, once you're set, it's sometimes difficult to get you out. But I feel that as the days go on, it's going to deteriorate a bit. You're going to see uneven bounce. You're going to see the spinners getting turned. Moeen Ali got massive turn today
I,
already. Lion got
I,
turn on day 1.
unless
Sorry.
it rains tomorrow, then we'll have to see what the spectrum brings. Like बारिश हुई तो फिर एक दिन अगर वॉश आउट हो गया फिर क्या
बारिश हुई तो
होने
फिर it might
और
help the seamers.
help the teamers
Yeah,
exactly.
so
Yeah,
like I think bowlers will get into this game as the game progresses.
yeah,
That's my gut feeling right now. I don't think it's going to get flattened out. Of course, I could be wrong, but the way I'm reading it right now, I think as the days get, I think batting might be a bit tougher than it is right
unless the
now.
pitch holds up somehow with the dryness and the sun beating down, then that'll be
Yeah,
incredible to see. But
that's like if that happens, but I don't think it'll happen. The way I'm reading it, I think if it continues like this, unless there is rain, whatever, it should get the spinners
yeah,
involved a bit more.
and
And
plus 90 overs bowled from England and throughout today and then tomorrow पूरा दिन bowling करेंगे pitch भी थोड़ा कहीं ना कहीं marks निकलेंगे हो सकता है. I think yeah, you're right. It's more going to make the players get in. Like Nathan Lyon might get in very well, and then the seamer also like that. So I think it helps somewhere down the line.
yeah, the
Gillespie,
turn that they're getting already on 2 days,
yeah,
bro, is a lot. Like that's a
Ali in
lot for England.
particular, like yeah,
Yeah, इतना टर्न इंग्लैंड में मैं नहीं देखता हूँ day 1 day 2 पे. लाइक पहली बार देख रहा हूँ मैं. सो आई थिंक दैट्स एन इंडिकेशन ऑफ थिंग्स टू कम.
yeah. Gillespie scored a double hundred coming in as a night watchman against Bangladesh. Yeah, बचा लिया था. I think कुछ collapse हो गया था, right? If I'm not wrong, Australia collapsed or something. I just vaguely remember that match, but
Yeah,
yeah, Gillespie.
he did score a double hundred. That was crazy, man. But yeah, he was Australian legend.
Because he was
That,
with McGrath, right? So under his
yeah,
shadow, McGrath was something else.
people couldn't believe it that these two put on a partnership and he scored a double hundred. It was incredible scenes, um, and yeah, I think that was a good moment for him.
Yeah,
I mean,
man,
wonderful
but it
moment.
just looked very weird when I saw him today, like without the long hair and without the beard, like
Yeah,
black.
I actually heard him on a podcast yes 2 days ago on I think it was BBC. But I didn't see him today. I saw him and I'm like, oh damn, like yeah,
And we Buddha.
yeah, he's old now, and yeah, is part of a great Australian team and one of the most underrated guys in that team for sure.
Yeah, he was with who? Like at his time, it was Glenn McGrath,
Magra,
Brett Lee,
Bradley,
Andy
Ka-
Andy Pickle tha.
yeah, Kasperovich.
Yeah, Mark Skakovic and who else?
Yeah,
I
they
can't
had
even
like
remember. Yeah,
solid bowlers, but he was really good, man. Gillespie always picking up
there was
wickets.
also Nathan Bracken and all these guys back
या
in the
उन लोग
day.
बाद में आए इसके बाद आए
Yeah,
उन लोग slower balls.
Damien
Nathan,
Fleming. Yeah,
yeah, Damien Fleming was before, I think it was earlier, right?
yeah.
He was a good white ball bowler as well, Damien Fleming. He's also, I think, commentating there. He's in England as well. But yeah,
Hmm.
did you enjoy the commentary of Sangakkara, Ricky Ponting, Nasser Hussain, Mike
Yeah,
Atherton,
yeah. I mean, Ricky Ponting and Atherton were good to
or
hear
Mel
together.
Jones,
Mel
Peterson?
Mel Jones, Peterson, yeah. Mel Jones थोड़ा बोर कर दी. थोड़ा factual बहुत है यार उन्हें. कुछ तो भी facts डाले.
Nasir Hussain is one of my
But they
favorites,
were
man.
talking about Usman Khwaja's whole struggle and the whole
Yeah.
way he changed himself, and then him and Moin Ali, the way they are and what their beliefs are and stuff like that. वो भी चला थोड़ा एक आधा घंटा तो अच्छा था. I think to get that insight.
Yeah.
No, they never collapsed. It was just late in the day. So Ponting. Oh, acha. Night watchman likha na. I'm sorry. Yeah. So Ponting sent him to bat instead of coming himself. And yeah. I think I remember this now. What he's saying. Yeah.
Jason Gillespie, Jalebi.
Yeah. बट अब एशिया कप का क्या चल रहा कि भाई अभी भी हैंगिंग में है, वर्ल्ड कप का भी समझ में नहीं आ
विनर
रहा
से
वो भी
पूछ लो
हम.
घर वर है क्या, वहां के फिर चले जाएंगे. It's going to be in Sri Lanka, right? 9 games.
Yeah, the Asia Cup is more, but the World Cup there's getting more issues, and like down has come down to government decision for Pakistan. So
You
that
know
is
how I
something that
see
we
it?
have
I
to
see
see.
it that right now India's not playing cricket, Pakistan's not playing cricket.
They're
They
just
need to
bored.
feed. They need to feed the news channels. They need to keep content coming. The Indian public needs Indian news. Of course, Ashes to dekhte, magar when you put some Indian mix in there, it becomes more attractive to the audience. You get more views, and I just feel that right now they're doing just getting content out for fun. At the end of the day, whatever the model is, there will be a World Cup. There will be Asia Cup. India Pakistan will both play.
Yeah, 100%. Without them, I think then there'll just be no World
Yeah,
Cup,
you're
right?
gonna get
So
screwed. Like it doesn't make sense. It's not.
yeah,
It's not even about me and you wanting the match. It's about the broadcasters watching the match, the stadium, the organizers, the ICC, the boards themselves. You think they're going to miss out on that opportunity to mint money?
yeah. I mean, where are you gonna make money? Australia and England and stuff like that. They're not gonna
India,
come watch that.
Yeah, Pakistan is coming and they're going to play in. I
Ahmedabad.
never thought this would happen, but they will play in Ahmedabad. That's where you're going to make the most money in terms of ticket sales. And you're going to. It's going to be
Drama.
very. Yeah, there's going to be. It's going to be like 100,000 people India Pakistan game. It's the perfect fit, right?
But now, how much are you expecting in a 50-over match to be scored in Chinnaswamy? अगर तो
How much?
400 मारा तो दिख रहा है, अगर एक
350, for 350,
आराम से.
400 early on, but in the World Cups, if you notice in every World Cup, as the tournament progresses, the pressure builds, the pitches deteriorate a bit. 240, 250 can be difficult chases also, even at a chase. We saw that in 2019 England World Cup. In the beginning, 350, 360 मार रहे थे teams. फिर सेमीफाइनल्स फाइनल्स में क्या हुआ, लाइक 240, 230 के चेसेस भी नहीं हो रहे थे या मुश्किल से हो रहे थे.
सही है.
तो वैसा है. What are your
World.
predictions tomorrow? First two matches of World Cup qualify: Zimbabwe versus Nepal, West Indies versus USA. I think West Indies should beat USA, and Zimbabwe
Yeah.
Nepal I think would be a cracker of a game. But Zimbabwe playing probably in their home conditions gives them an edge against Nepal.
Yeah, and West Indies came off of a series victory against UAE recently. I think they smashed them. So they're probably in good spirit right now. And I don't know if you haven't seen the US team play. But नेपाल का तो like अभी जो तरीके से qualify हुए थे भाई वो एक अलग drama था, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been insane. The way they qualified and stuff like that with public and all of that. But yeah, I think Sri Lanka might come out of here, West Indies, and like how many teams are left? 2, 3?
Yeah, I think two will qualify. The finalists in my, that's what I think.
Oh,
Bang!
sir, रे सर जी आ गए.
Good evening,
How
sir.
are
How are
you?
you doing?
I'm I'm
How's Birmingham? Can you show us the weather outside? Can you show us the weather in Birmingham, mate?
it's hot and sunny over
It's
here.
hot, it's sunny. Are you enjoying cricket, man? Are you enjoying the Ashes? Are you enjoying the match going on?
Absolutely, bro. It's Ashes the pinnacle of Test cricket. That's what it's all about.
You're watching too much Sky Sports. You're getting brainwashed.
अरे pinnacle मैं invent करा था वो word. इनला मेरे से सीखे.
But so far, done different styles, different thing, but a very evenly matched contest. Dono teams, getting the upper hand, then going down a bit. Today, England missed a lot of chances, but Usman Khawaja, man, crazy innings.
Absolutely. I mean, what a turnaround in his career. You know, to not
Yeah.
being picked at all, and now to be a mainstay opener with David Warner really struggling. And century per century मार रहा भाई आदमी, and irrespective of conditions, he's done it in Pakistan, he's done it in
Yeah.
Australia, he's doing it in England. So he's doing it
Yeah.
all over the world, which is a fantastic thing to see. And hats off to him. His commitment to Test cricket has been second to none, and it's just nice to see another century from him. And he's making Bazball look a little ordinary right now. So it's nice to see that. The traditional form of cricket is still alive and well and truly kicking by Usman Khawaja's innings today. So.
Yeah. You're a big criticizer of Bazball. You even yesterday when they were 150 for 5, you said that what the hell is this? Is not going to work against Australia. But they did manage to get close to 400, and England are still ahead in terms of runs. And if they took their chances, they could have actually wrapped up Australia by today.
But
also, like that no ball and all that.
Ironically, Don said yesterday on the podcast that India should start looking at this approach.
Yeah,
I am not a criticizer of baseball at all. I just feel like this is the way to play cricket. I just feel like if one team only does it, I don't know if it's going to work out, because the traditional form of cricket is alive, and it has been going on for 50, 60, 70 years for now. I mean, you don't want it to be like 30 or 170 balls or something like that Sunny Gavaskar has done in the past. But you want it to be competitive cricket, and I think that this is a good. You're seeing Aussies playing very traditional cricket, and you're seeing England play very aggressive cricket. I think it'll be a very good testament to who comes out on top in this to really make uh, a case for themselves over here. But I think England's not going to change, and neither will Australia, because they are seeing some success in this now. With about 80 runs left now, with 311 for five, they will get as close, if not more, than the score that Australia has now. So, sorry, England has now. So it's going to be an interesting game. I think with day three only coming in, you still expect a result. Unless of any kind of rain or anything, and I think it's slightly Australia upper hand now.
Did you see the no ball, Stuart Broadcast?
Yeah,
You saw it?
Yeah.
Bro, he cleaned him up. That was a brilliant delivery, bro. Khwaja 112 pe, unhe usko like all ends up beat kara, and then freaking no ball, bro.
And even back the stumping chance that Johnny missed, there have been some good chances. England could have really been on top. I think they'll be kicking themselves today. 2-3 big chances, stumping, and then a lot of talk about Folks being better than Bairstow. But that 78 that Bairstow scored was very, very important at the time that it came, because 170 for 5, it could have very easily gone the other way, So the 78 that he scored, giving Root support for Root eventually to score that century also was very, very important. So I think Johnny is definitely the better batsman, no doubt about that. And Johnny's been a very good wicketkeeper. I think it was a one-off. I think he had a pretty decent day, apart from that one very big chance. And that is always going to be glaring.
Yeah, the whole day you're standing there और एकदम से वो कैच आ जाता तो कहीं ना कहीं lapse on concentration गलत time पे हो गया उसका. But apart from that, he's been decent. Like, he didn't do a lot of errors and stuff. And batting wise, like I said before also, like, he was incredible. 78 of 78 मारा आके got used to the Bazball immediately. तो मेरे हिसाब से तो I think I would pick Bairstow. Yeah, Folks is better in keeping, but batting, would he be able to do something like that? Yeah, he has 100 and stuff, but acceleration भी होने का है.
But Don दोनों खेलते थे last year. If you see, Bairstow ने last year keeping नहीं कर रहा था. He was not keeping. He was playing just as a batsman. So it's not just 1 year that he hasn't kept. He hasn't kept for a good 2 years under Ben Stokes and this management.
I wouldn't consider Bairstow as an opener. The only person who can now get out is maybe you. See, because team to set hai, Harry Brook is here to stay. He is going to play.
Of course.
The
बॉलर भी है भाई उन्हें तो हैरी ब्रूक ऑलराउंडर
3-4 ओवर भी डालता उन्हें.
Hasan bhai is saying the last 10 years in US still hasn't changed Don's English. Sounds like he woke up in Chintal Basti. No, Don has become a very clever guy. He knows who his audience is. When he's at work with the guys, it's
so hey, man, you're saying Hasan bhai from Chintal Basti.
No, it's because us. Hasan bhai is from there. He's from Hyderabad only. But I'm saying हमारे सामने ऐसा बात करता है Don. Don, how do you talk with your co-workers? Can I get a burger, bro?
Hasan bhai, this one's for you, especially Hasan bhai.
Yeah, and
Hasan bhai, हम जिंदगी भर चिंतल बस्ती से रहते हैं, नहीं निकलते वहां से ही.
इंडिया पाकिस्तान के 2 टिकट्स दिलवा दो, आपको मिले तो हमारे को दे दो यार. Like, that's how bad we all won the tickets, but दिलवा देने की नहीं यार. Like, एक टिकट ब्लैक में कितना जाएगा मस्ती? आरसीबी का 15,000 में गया, तो ये तो इंडिया पाकिस्तान है.
I mean, महंगा तो रहेगा, लेकिन I don't know, man. I think being outside the ground
black में भी नहीं मिलता, bro. Yeah, black में भी नहीं मिलेंगे यार इंडिया पाकिस्तान का. I think they probably give you a
Hasan bhai, ticket होना Hasan bhai.
Hasan bhai will arrange everything, bro. Hasan bhai is the spot where everyone's gonna come and all the players and stuff will come and chill and relax and prepare for the game. Warm up होता Hasan bhai के घर में, वहाँ पे warm up होता. But Don, what do you think? What are your thoughts on Pakistan Test squad for Sri Lanka series next month? Hassan Ali and Shaheen are back in the Test squad. Plus, first time call up for Amir Jamar and Mohammad Huraira.
Putting me on a spot, I haven't seen the team.
Bro, you know the funniest thing is, Mohammad Rizwan is scheduled to play. He signed a contract with Vancouver Knights at the GT20, and he's in the freaking squad in the same day, the same dates, bro. What the hell is happening? And also, bro, this GT20, it's not going to be as successful, I think, because the MLC is at the same time, and MLC has better players, bro. The Major League Cricket. Yeah. You want to go Texas?
July, right? July. Yeah. Let's go, bro. Texas Super Kings.
We have to get an Airbnb, though.
Aiden Markram, bro. Aiden Markram.
Yeah, he's also captain. There, right?
Aiden Markram's captain.
Faf du Plessis and these guys. Yeah, they're all there.
But again, the New York Indians or whatever they're going to call them
Yeah.
are
Rashid is
are
playing as well.
stacked,
Traitor.
bro.
Yeah.
Stacked again.
Yeah. There's.
Am I like
Crazy.
am I Emirates? वही था ना
Uh,
South Africa and England,
पूरा
South
उन्ना
Africa and Dubai का.
very specific उन्ना same वो group of players को target कर रहे. Tristan Stubbs is there, Rashid Khan is there.
Tristan.
They've kind of they've and Kieran Pollard of course is a very big player for them. So they've even the Emirates की same team को लेके आके यहाँ पे रखे and Kolkata is also doing the similar kind of setup. They have अपने Russell and Narayan as their star players already over there. So
पूरे रिटायर होने वाले वहां जाने वाले like foreign countries होता ही है.
हाँ. मगर
Narayan
देखो
और
like
Russell का तो हो गया, which है
Yeah, that's
pretty
what I'm
much.
saying.
They are
Yeah,
not
like
making the
Don
West Indies squad.
Don those leagues though, like me and Fez and you have seen SA T20, we've seen the Dubai T20, we've seen all these T20s. Apart from
Dubai was
IPL,
bad, bro.
IPL PSL छोड़ दो. I think PSL is entertaining as well to a certain extent. But ये जो दूसरी leagues हैं, and you compare to this 2 days of cricket that you watched, there's a huge difference, bro. Even the atmosphere. I'm not just talking about the quality of cricket or everything. Look, you saw in Birmingham the Holly stand, everyone, the Barmy Army there. You saw your girls, you saw your guys. Everyone is there, bro, chilling, man. 5 days
नहीं
and
नहीं
पूरा हर ball देख रहे हैं.
See, the thing is, there's two things, right? One is the quality of cricket because the best of the best is playing here. Like the likes of England has their best 11, the Aussies have their
Yeah.
best 11. So the quality of cricket will always be a par above. हो रहा क्या in these small leagues? I think because of the fact that they don't not getting full windows, players aren't able to come. So there's a small section of people that are good. So there's like the Rashid Khans of the world and the Tristan Stubbs of the world, Aiden Markram, Faf du Plessis. उस पे खत्म हो जा रहा. All the other players, the quality of the Indian players in the IPL and the Pakistani players in the PSL, वो बस दुबई वालों की क्वालिटी नहीं है उतनी. Even USA का भी आप देखेंगे या कनाडा का देखेंगे, their local players की quality is bad. So these big players will always shine. और उन्हें एकदम 100 मार देंगे, but quality कम है, and that's why the problem is here. You're
It's
playing
gonna
11
be
best versus 11 best. नहीं.
basically it's gonna be like the Saudi League in football in a couple of years. You see, like they'll have a big takeover, and then you see a lot of people coming. And like IPL का जो rumors आ रहे Saudi के, something like that maybe what.
Look,
But apart from that, like India Pakistan के अलावा, you won't want to watch any domestic league. Lanka Premier League चल रही, you don't know what's happening. They're like, it's just like the amount of money that India has and the pulling power of players and stuff. If you make it equal, yeah, then you could probably see talent being diversified. But I don't think apart from that, like
There
I
will
IPL के करीब आना मुश्किल है, बहुत पैसा है involved.
बहुत मुश्किल है. Exactly, that's what
तो
it is.
मेरे हिसाब से आईपीएल का भी अगर आप देखो राइट और ये देखो टेस्ट क्रिकेट लाइक उसमें भी लाइक क्वालिटी का है तो माय जस्ट थिंग इज दैट विद दिस T20 लीग थिंग it's going to compromise on some quality cricket that we've got to witness over the years like whether it's even a 50 over World Cup like we saw in 2019 Joe like the thrill that we had over there or the test matches going to the last over Ben Stokes' innings Flintoff's spell and everything I don't think that T20 league cricket can repeat that because IPL का भी यही problem है you can only play foreign players Pakistan players आ नहीं सकते so how it's not going to be top quality you would rather I mean you would enjoy an India versus Pakistan game wherever it is compared to an IPL game.
Eventually, this is going to take a backseat. क्योंकि अभी भी they are every team and especially the teams that are not performing will have 2 or 3 players that are not doing well. Like say for example, अभी आप देखने गए तो अगर Sunrisers they didn't play well last season. और उन लोगों के players में the likes of Abhishek Sharma has not made any impact in the Indian side. The likes of Abdul Samad has not made a side the international side. There are players that are not up to the mark. What I think eventually going to happen is if these league cricket or franchise cricket becomes bigger, they are going to remove this rule of having only 4 foreign.
Then it's going to work. Yeah,
they'll make it 6 foreign players or 7 foreign players and only 4 Indians. Tab maza aayega.
But like the annoying thing is also like, given the calendar year of international cricket, now you have a league from US, you have a league from Canada, then you have a league from Sri Lanka, then you have a league from Pakistan, then you have a league from Australia. पूरा इंटरनेशनल क्रिकेट को पिंडे में मिला दे रहा है चीज सो आई थिंक
नहीं जरूरी है कंसोलिडेट करना जरूरी है
ICC needs to take a call and though they have no call in this domestic leagues and stuff it's up to the players maybe the players need to be bold enough and say कि नको but
मगर वही है देखो उसको जेसन रॉय को अमेरिका जाके like
he quit his England contract bro
yeah he's making the money and like you can't blame him like he's getting paid better and to play cricket and it's also a challenge for them like they're going to a different country whatever they'll enjoy it they're in America
yeah but like for the essence of international cricket and the sake of international cricket वही बोल रहा हूँ ना like that's what's being compromised here the quality of even international cricket in a few years will get spoiled because everybody would prefer these domestic leagues where you're getting a lot of money.
But that's what I'm saying.
Same thing where it comes to football, right? Leagues में ज़्यादा
EPL,
interest
how?
दिखता,
Exactly.
national
EPL
it's
is
the
an
same thing.
But
But
that's the
World
thing.
Cup, World Cup is where you see look, अब World Cup या 50 over लोग यहाँ देखने बैठे तो नहीं हो रहा boss like 20 overs. That's the
मगर
thing.
मैं वही बोल रहा हूँ लाइक अगर आप वो भी करे प्रीमियर लीग के जैसा करे आई एम फाइन विद दैट बट द क्वालिटी इज नॉट देयर
Rules, yeah.
the quality is not there like if you tell me now the 50 over world cup I'm looking forward to it way more than the IPL like the IPL genuinely I don't enjoy it as much as you guys like I know that it's sunrises everything like that but see the quality of cricket yeah you have drama you have this and that but it's not that level you see now what happening forget about I enjoyed watching in the stadium but forget about that watch like on TV this 2 days of cricket you don't want to miss a ball.
Mustafa, 5 years, I'm giving you 5 years. 5 years, my rule will change. 7 foreign, 4 Indian. Watch.
That will
and
happen.
Like Premier League fairs and like we're done as well. Like it's maybe because of the foreign player rule. It's entertaining because you have the best players over there. You have everyone playing. You don't have any rule कि 3 खिलाना है 4 खिलाना है ऐसा rule ही नहीं है आपके पास.
Which eventually will.
No, there
is. Yeah,
in the squad,
but it's not in the 11. It's not like आपको 4 खिलाना है 5.
Where eventually you will see that. Yeah, you will see that eventually happening. You see a lot of more rules coming in for batting and bowling, but it's just like that at the expense of international cricket. That's what's going to happen eventually.
Yeah.
Like
but
a lot
at the
of
end
people
of the day,
it.
at the end of the day, like when you have a World Cup, everyone's gonna watch it. Like the football World Cup, you had more views than the Champions League final. It's simple as that. Like when you have a World Cup, you'll still have views.
Because once in 4 years, every American becomes a football fan also. So that is going to happen.
That's going to happen. Yeah, same thing with cricket. Like when you have a World Cup, you will have like your India versus Pakistan match will get more views than a Chennai versus Mumbai match. Like it will happen 100% because you get the Pakistani fans and everything there as well.
And you get all Indians together, na? So 1.4 billion Indians plus every Pakistani, har jana dekhinga. So that is always going to be there. But it makes sense for the ICC to start talking to these franchise cricketers and everything and try to figure out a nice open window.
Because the way
भाई देखो 2 या 3 महीने मेरे को टेस्ट क्रिकेट के लिए होना साल में when they do the India versus England or they do the Ashes and 4 or 5 teams को खिलाना है बेकार है पाकिस्तान बेकार है जिम्बाब्वे और बांग्लादेश को क्रिकेट टेस्ट क्रिकेट खिलाना बेकार है छोड़ देना वो.
No, but मैं वही बोल रहा हूँ but at the speed that domestic leagues are being opened up, you've already have like 8 countries doing it. अभी और 8 countries in the next year or two अगर आ गए अब सऊदी आ जाती है maybe you might see German people coming in Hong Kong कौन तो भी आ जाएंगे तो where does it stop हर कोई अगर अपनी लीग खोल लिया तो पिंडे मिल जाते ना.
नहीं वो तो फिर प्लेयर्स के पास भी टाइम नहीं रहेगा ना. प्लेयर्स को देखो अगर आप बोलेंगे 3 महीने मेरे को टेस्ट क्रिकेट के लिए होना प्लस मेरे को 1 महीने का विंडो होना फॉर वर्ल्ड कप तो समझो 50 ओवर वर्ल्ड कप 20 ओवर वर्ल्ड कप टेस्ट चैंपियनशिप ऐसा कुछ तो भी फॉर्मूला क्रिएट कर लेना. बाकी 6-7 महीने आप फ्रेंचाइज क्रिकेट खेल लो उसमें अभी आईपीएल विल गेट प्रेसिडेंस पीएसएल विल गेट प्रेसिडेंस टू सम एक्सटेंट और ये छोटे-छोटे लीगा है ना उसको थोड़ा कंसोलिडेट कर देना.
और फैज जो बोल रहा है ये प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है बिकॉज़ देयर इज नॉट इनफ क्रिकेटर्स कंपेयर्ड टू फुटबॉलर्स. Right,
that's what I'm saying. There's 8 proper cricketing nations, and you already have 12 to 15 domestic leagues where everybody wants money at some point. Yes, retired players will be there, but then if tomorrow अपने domestic पुट्टों को खोल दिया तो उन्हें तो पहले भाग जाएंगे domestic लीगों को क्योंकि पैसे वहाँ ज्यादा है international exposure is so there's so many things.
Already हो रहा ना slowly a lot of Indians who are not getting an opportunity यहाँ पे अमेरिका में आके खेलते हैं.
You see Jaskaran is there, bro.
Jaskaran Unmak Chand who was supposed to be touted as the next Virat Kohli उसको बेचारे को chance नहीं मिला.
Raidu is also coming, right?
Yeah, him Fleming and him Fleming and one more person are there.
Yeah, I think Raidu is coming. But Don, I have I didn't get your thoughts on the WTC, so just your quick thoughts on India and what are your thoughts on the World Cup? I don't know if we'll get you back for that, but just India losing another final, and we've seen last 10 years we've seen this too often.
मैं फैज को ये बोला होने वाला है दिल की बात बोल रहा हूँ मैं होने वाला है. I of course want India to win, but I somewhat expected it, and it is small margins. It is what it is, but this is going to be the case. You cannot expect within 7 days of playing such a big tournament where everyone is so tired. बेचारा शमी जंप ही नहीं कर सक रहा था बराबर. It gets tiring. You can't expect a full-fledged where someone like a Boland who's had a nice 1 month rest आगे उन्हें he's bowling proper line length सब कुछ. It's always almost impossible to compare. If it's going to be June first week, India is always going to struggle because वो विंडो है ही नहीं उन लोगों के पास because end of May तक तो IPL चलेगा.
Don, even if it's December first week, we're not going to struggle, bro. The team is not good enough like compared to Australia, England.
I think good. good enough is one thing, Mustafa. I'm sorry to cut you, but like the one thing what why I was the most annoyed was everybody was putting on the strong front. Rohit Sharma was like, "Arey nahi bhai, ho jayega." Dravid was like, the minute they lost, the minute they changed their thing, they're like, "Nahi bhai, hum logo ko prep time. I'm never going to be happy as a coach. The prep time I got." Rohit Sharma immediately said, "तीन हफ्ते में क्या होगा?" So फिर आप ये strong stance before it starts, just से IPL को एक महीना पहले shift कर दो. ये पावर है आप लोगों के पास एज ए कोच ऑफ इंडिया, एज ए कैप्टन ऑफ इंडिया, यू हैव दैट मच पावर. बट दे वेंट सेइंग कि नहीं हम लोग कर लेंगे, एंड उसके बाद जब नहीं कर पाए, करते तो ये बोलते कि देखो हम बोले हम करेंगे, अब नहीं करे बाद अब आप बोल रहे कि भाई ये है, तो यू कैंट हैव एवरीथिंग इन लाइफ.
India, Musti, if you remember when we started doing our podcast a few years back, one of the first few men, I told you that India is going to be the England of football, and that's exactly what is
Yeah.
happening now. It's going to become very, very difficult for England. It is difficult for England as a team to win the World Cup because even though they have talent, वो gel नहीं हो रहा, ये नहीं हो रहा, the same situation is going to happen. It's only going to get worse from here unless they find a time to prepare, unless they find a time to figure a way out. It's not going to
No,
work.
I
Then
told I told you. Remember that Rahul Dravid is overrated. I told you this 2 years ago, right? As a coach. Now, remember we used to both criticize Ravi Shastri, Virat Kohli, and thing. But one thing there is at least they used to say and they used to do it. Like over here, I mean, there's still problems. So I wouldn't praise that management as much, like because we didn't win trophies with them either. But over here, Rohit Sharma is saying one thing and then doing another thing. Rahul Dravid is saying one thing, doing another thing. For example, giving a long rope, then you don't play Ashwin in the final. I didn't have a problem with Ashwin not playing. I'm the only guy I think in the whole ground who didn't care. Like I'm like, it's fine. We need the fourth fast bowler because they were also playing 4-1. We'll also play 4-1. But in the end of the day, you ask any commentator, you ask any cricketer, they say Ashwin should have played. It's not about that. It's just that, like, you say one thing and you're implementing something else. So yeah, your thoughts on Rahul Dravid?
I mean, I think he's found wanting for sure, 100%. I think my expectation from him was a lot more. Uh, but with that being said, his hands are also tied to an extent, similar to how it was for Ravi Shastri. I think a lot of these things are not in their control, and you can bring the best coach in the world up, किसी को भी ला लो, but unless you get that kind of backing from the management and everything, नहीं होगा. So you can Rahul Dravid has been poor, Rohit Sharma has been poor, as were Virat, as were Ravi Shastri, or whoever else for that matter. The last time we spoke well about a coach and a captain was when Dhoni and Gary Carson happened in 2013. उसके बाद कुछ किसी से बात नहीं हुई है. And that is because now the IPL has become too big and the money has become too big. 2011, 2013 में नहीं था उतना. To be very frank with you, it was a big deal. 5-6 years हो गए थे. But since the IPL has become as big as it has, there's no capability. Everything is focused on the IPL. Hardik Pandya, ko given an opportunity, will play for Gujarat over India also. I'm not saying it in a bad way. I'm just saying that it will come to that where he might have to make a decision, and these decisions will be hard for these players to make, but that's going to happen. Everyone is focused on where they can figure out a way to make money. जो भी है, that is where it is
at the
as
easiest
primary.
point and at the like the most least amount of cricket to be played, I think. Yeah.
And I don't blame any cricketer to focus on how to make money because they have families to sustain. They have a very short career. उन लोग जितना कर सकते हैं ना कर लेते. No harm done.
Now, the World Cup, there's going to be no IPL before this World Cup, but do you still feel that India will win this World Cup?
I think India will win the Asia Cup, but World Cup में शायद थोड़ी मुश्किल होंगी. वही सेमीफाइनल फाइनल तक आके कुछ तो भी दिला
And
ऑफ डे और मुश्किल होंगी.
if you notice, in the last 2-3 years, getting worse and worse. Asia Cup, we didn't even reach the finals. T20, the one in Dubai, we didn't even reach the semi-finals. We reached the semi-finals in Australia, we got spanked. And wo bhi तड़प के we reached, like almost उन्हें Liton Das मार दिया था, almost Pakistan मार दिए थे if it wasn't for that Kohli innings. So like the performances in big tournaments have declined in the last 3-4 years. And there's
And
going to be no IPL this time around. The IPL will be after. So I
And
don't
the
know.
saddest part in all of this is we don't have, like, now you see Rohit Sharma traditionally why might leave one format. You might see him just playing Test cricket. You don't have even enough experienced players to even put like give the responsibility to shoulder because they're all so injury prone. Shubman Gill को अगर आप अभी दे दिए तो खत्म. Like at least when Tendulkar was there, Dravid would be taking the baton, and then you had Dhoni who could gain that experience, and you had a nice rotation of things. You had Yuvraj, you had someone, you had Gambhir, you had someone you could rely on. But in this squad where already Kohli is given up the badge, Kohli has 2 years to 3 years left max, unless he gets injured. Hope he doesn't. But then who do you have left?
But you have
Pujara
to
is
be
one form.
flexible, right? Like Australia didn't have anyone. What did they do? Smith took the captaincy and he captained.
But they
Virat
want
Kohli
to
has to
play
do
like
that.
that's where Don's points come. They want to play for the badge, but this Indian team would rather play for like.
So then that's a question of thing. Like
Now,
their
what my thing is, the media also the way like the media, how if you're having issues in the dugout, be vocal about it. Be like a Mourinho, be like someone, just talk it out. Both the media, में फेंक दो, put PCCI under the bus. You have to do certain
नहीं कर
things like
सकते
this.
ब्रो,
जो
अगर
धोनी करता
बीसीसीआई
था,
को
धोनी
धक्के
करता कॉल आउट कर देता था उन्हें सीधा, अरे मेरे को प्लेयर्स नहीं दिया मैं अगर मैं you need a gangster mentality as a captain. You can't be that
but
soft.
Dhoni got that power because of the trophies and everything like
Whatever
that,
it
right?
is, he carried it on. That's my point. And he had good enough players. I get it. He had better players, whatever you want to say. But he had the guts as well to do it. And he had and chalo ek trophy mil gayi. He could have lost two in a row. He would have been murdered. But he still took those calls. He took risks. I know Harbhajan nahi liya ball, whatever. It fell in his favor. But like you said, drop catches, you capitalize. He capitalized and he got a World Cup. He got India to be like number one everywhere, and that's it. You need the guts to stand up. That's it. Like now
I
you
think
have
बीसीसीआई
BCCI
was
people coming and telling injection ले ले रहे ये ले रहे क्या आपको management
वो
call out
क्या
कर
हुआ
दे
था
रहा.
मालूम, आई थिंक क्या हो रहा बोलते, आई हैव अ फीलिंग के टिल 2013 भी the BCCI was not as big as it is right now. In the past 10 years, I think they've grown multifolds.
No,
और अब
Sharad
सबकी
Pawar था
पटरी,
जब they were the richest anyway when Sharad Pawar was there.
बट वो टाइम का रिच और ये टाइम के रिच में फर्क है, आई
ये
पर्सनली
टाइम
बिलीव.
खाली इतना ही है डॉन. Like maybe you could say that much more domestic cricket. Others 50 over है, 20 overs था जब भी in Dhoni's era. There was test cricket also in Dhoni's era. So I think everything is almost the same. Yeah, maybe it's just like social media has increased. I agree with you in that aspect. Like content and all of these things matter, and there are more opinions that are being voiced. There are more keyboard soldiers, whatever you want to call them. But I still say you need a leader like Virat Kohli was a good leader. But again, like Mustafa said, you didn't win anything. But I still would probably now stick in hindsight with Ravi Shastri because at least as a coach and as a captain, they were gelling together.
Yeah, नहीं सही है. There are definitely ground level changes. अपन ground level changes दो एक आध 2 साल से मैं तो ये बोल रहा हूँ. I'm sure it's not as easy as we make it sound sitting over here, but I think that some changes need to happen, and they need to happen quickly because otherwise मुश्किल होंगी.
And this is evident from sitting in the house and looking at from a TV. So ground को तो छोड़ दो, आप टीवी से ये चीज बता सकते कि ये बंदे का ने काबिलियत है, लेकिन मुस्तफा तो seen it in the ground. He's saying कि players are like the best when they're on the pitch, but what happens when they're like playing in different conditions? कई को हो रहा है ये इतना experience रख के भी, like it doesn't make sense. Then you change your approach. Why are you changing your approach? Like there's so many questions that you can ask just sitting at home. Then imagine like you are at the NCA or anything, you would know what's
But
going on, right?
it's that like also in big games under pressure, they crack the like that could be because of preparation, that could be because of expectations, whatever it is, and in general maybe because of the too much cricket, we're not as fresh. Also because of injuries, we never have a balanced team, never. And that's why you have to play Ashwin in a T20 game. That's why you have to play Jadeja as that bowler instead of Ashwin in your Test match when Ashwin is your prime. You have to make these sacrifices because you don't have a balanced team. Also, you lack an all-round fast bowling all-rounder for 100 years. That's going to cause you problems. You lack a leg spinner who can bat in T20s. Every team has someone like a spinner who can bat, like someone like a Shadab, for example. He changes the balance of the team. And like we say too much cricket. Pakistanis also play a lot of cricket. Yeah, right now they're chilling in America, but otherwise they play, right? They play PSL, the Big Bash, Khelte, Caribbean. They play a lot of cricket and stuff. But right now they're playing better cricket than India in the last couple of years. If you look at it overall in ICC tournaments, they've done better than India, and that should not be the case with the amount of infrastructure and everything that you have. And what Faiz is saying to challenge and stuff, I don't know what they're going to do. Like Virat Kohli came and he gave a press conference. They took me out of the thing and this and that. What did that really do? It didn't really do
took
much.
me out is different. Like took me out, so chalo ठीक है. That's him just like. But at least chalo don't call out, but at least say कि हाँ भाई ये प्लेयरों में प्रॉब्लम है.
नहीं
ये कुछ तो
मगर
like ignite करने को.
धोनी भी नहीं करता था, उन्हें खाली ड्रॉप करता था. वो तो रोहित शर्मा भी करा, अश्विन को ड्रॉप करा, विराट कोहली भी ड्रॉप करता उसको. वो धोनी didn't come and say that I have a problem with Sehwag, Irfan Pathan, this and that. He just dropped them. This is what they do as well.
Yeah, but that was again, see, Sehwag and all of this dropping was obviously like that's a different thing because इनला तो बुड्ढे player थे.
But that is your point, right?
My point is like also like चलो either you stick with one combination, give them that much time. अच्छा वो नहीं करना चाह रहे, फिर आप किसी को बीच में ले लेके आ रहे नए बंदे को, फिर उन्हें बेचारा इंजर हो जाए. So like
No, but like how
काफी
you're
चीजें
saying,
हैं.
calling
Yeah,
out the
call out.
BCCI
Yeah,
and stuff, Dhoni
yeah.
didn't really do that. Like he just he would keep there's
But he
stuff
took
going
the
on that
shots, right?
time.
Like he took the shots. That's like
Even
he
they take
took
the
the
shots,
guts.
but it's the difference is it's not helping them. Like Virat Kohli took a shot, like he dropped Rahane. Remember Don? He dropped Rahane in
Yeah.
that South Africa tour where he was his vice captain. He took
Yeah.
a shot, like it didn't go in his favor. Like that's what I'm saying. With Dhoni, of course, on the field presence, this and that, it was different. It was maybe that's what it is. But in terms of like trying to clean up, make changes. Uh, like I think they've done it and they've made calls more braver than Dhoni. Dhoni to apne like Chennai ke players ke saath khelta tha all the time. He didn't take
दो
as many.
धोनी का चला, रोहित का नहीं चल रहा, विराट का नहीं चल रहा.
नहीं चल रहा.
That's
रोहित
all it is.
रोहित का तो खैर
Yeah.
2 साल देखो पहले तो कोविड में चले गए उसके साथ. Like I don't even know, like I would not even like say anything to Rohit Sharma because he got limited game time in making up that dressing room. He didn't get enough of it. So I mean I don't know, Virat Kohli ka again there was politics, but I'm just saying like there should be someone with that mentality to take it by the root and just uproot it. And if you're not happy with the system, just do your what you want to do and let the
Also,
coach back you.
handling pressure, Dhoni was better. That's why he would get luck in his favor. He would just know how to handle pressure. That's the main thing. Like in situations, I think Rohit Sharma panics, Virat Kohli panics. In even with the bat, Dhoni is much
Tension
more
आया था
calm.
उन
And
लोगों को.
इन लोगों को touch
Tension आया था.
देखो धोनी, गंभीर, युवराज, इन लोग big matches में perform करते थे. England, India were going to get knocked out of the World Cup, first ever World Cup T20. Yuvraj comes and hits 6 sixes. And then against Australia, he's taking on Bretley,
Yeah,
hitting him
Bretley.
over there in a game like that. And Australia, that team, mind you, had Gilchrist, Hayden,
Gilchrist,
Bretley, and we
Bretley,
were playing
yeah.
with Srishant, RP Singh, like
Praveen
Sehwag and
Kumar.
Gambhir were coming back after like 2 years.
Jogendra Sharma.
Jogendra Sharma. So it's about also like handling pressure in big situations. Though that Indian team did that better. Like Dhoni himself would take pressure better. He would perform in pressure. Gambhir is one guy I will never forget that in 2 big matches he stepped up to the plate.
I think the level of pressure also was a little different. I mean, I'm not saying anything against that 2017. थोड़ा fearless था, They went in with that capability.
Yeah, it was.
Seniors को छोड़ दिए.
100%.
The Rahul
और
Dravid
चीज यही है, and एक और चीज यही है because of the domestic leagues and stuff that are coming. Everybody in that 11 right now in India know that यहाँ नहीं चला तो और कहीं है अपना setting. That is also a very big issue. So when you're already comfortable knowing that if I'm dropped, I still have a domestic league that I can fall back. Obviously, you want to play for your national team without a doubt and stuff like that. But injury हो रही, आप बैठ जा रहे, फिर आपको you have it easy right now. I think there's no competition, nothing pushing you, except probably for a wicket keeper or like something. बाकी का set है मसला अभी.
And normally when we go into ICC tournaments, I am actually confident that we can win. Then I get very disappointed when we lose. Here, I knew we were going to lose, but I still went. I knew we were going to get battered because on paper they look shit compared to Australia. Simple. From Bharat or downwards, there was no competition, man for man. Right, Don? Like there was no competition.
Day fifth first session में game खत्म हुआ था, बोला था मैं, I was right. Only my team was wrong.
Bro, I was saying to day 3-4 में खत्म था, मैं थोड़ा tourism भी कर लेता था. Like it was a painful experience the last day. Like you go there with the expectation that Virat Kohli is going to score a double hundred. Like I was at the ground and I really thought I'm going to see a miracle. But deep down inside, we knew that like we're not good enough. Like and that's the thing, and that's worrying me. Even when I went to the Asia Cup, when I went to the World Cup, we didn't look good enough against the teams. It's not just thing. And let's see क्या होता. Bumrah's coming back, Don?
I'm told he is. I don't know how
Who's
much
telling
of that
these
is
things,
true.
bro?
Let's say
Rishabh Pant is also I think
can't reveal
on
my
his way.
sources.
Yeah, he's also on his way to recovery. It might take him a bit more time, but maybe World Cup they're saying, but I don't think so. But let's see.
But they're saying Shreyas and Jasprit for Asia Cup. So let's see.
And they said the same thing last year for Asia Cup. Shreyas, especially Bumrah, they said for Asia Cup, same problem happened.
They put him in the team and then they removed him. Remember?
They removed him in the team, and then he didn't play the World Cup also.
And the Sri Lanka tour as well.
श्रीलंका टूर. एंड भाई उन्हें 1 साल से फैज नहीं खेल रहा, उन्हें आके कैसा करेंगे बॉलिंग वो भी गारंटी नहीं है.
और आके 1 साल के बाद फिर हुआ तो और बुरा दिखेगा.
Apparently a lot of muscle on his lower back now, so he's done a long-term sustainability program. कुछ तो भी कराया ना, देखेंगे.
Is it? Yeah, but I think that pretty much wraps it up. Anything last thoughts?
अभी क्या पूरा
India to win the Asia Cup.
I don't think so. I think Pakistan will win.
भाई पाकिस्तान इतना रो रो के होस्ट नेशन बने, 4 मैचा खेल रहे पाकिस्तान ने
कुछ भी
खाली
बाकी।
है भाई.
उनके ही मैचेस है वहां पे
That's
शायद.
what will give them more rush, man. I think that's what will give them more rush to play better.
Final will be in Colombo or something though, right? It won't be
Yeah.
in
I
Pakistan.
mean, especially if India makes it, then
Yeah, it won't be in Pakistan. It will be in Colombo.
Yeah.
And even the World Cup, India Pakistan, they're saying Ahmedabad, but let's see. Like it's not confirmed yet. It's shocking that the schedule hasn't come out yet.
it's taking so long. This
It's
usually
because
6
of
महीने
these
पहले
two,
आया था.
right? इन लोगों के
Yeah.
दोनों के वजह से अच्छा प्रॉब्लम है. Like Mustafa said, थोड़ा
But
मीडिया भी पेपर्स
India,
भरना रहता.
India Pakistan 100% Ahmedabad. 99,000 जो भी इन लोगों का जो कैपेसिटी
120. हाँ.
जो भी कैपेसिटी है वो अनटचेबल है वो कैपेसिटी कंपेयर टू एनी अदर स्टेडियम. तो इन
Yeah.
लोगों को ज्यादा सेल्स टिकट्स ये वो सब वहीं मिलते हैं. तो
वही मिलते हैं. मैच तो होने वाला है. एग्जाम भी होता, मैच तो होने वाला है.
वहाँ हार गए तो टू मच हो जाएगा लेकिन.
सही
Babar Azam, yeah.
Happy birthday बाबर आजम.
It's his birthday?
Oh, it is on October 15th के दिन है when they're going to play the
Oh,
game.
on that day, yeah, on the day of the thing. Happy birthday, Babar Azam. Yeah, that'll be fun. Faiz has a new love for Pakistan. Rizwan Babar, he used to कभी बर्दाश्त नहीं कर सकता. Now he's enjoying. Even I enjoy watching Pakistan play, bro.
तेरे साथ रह के हो रहा है उसको.
Yeah, PSL देख रहे थे हम लोग फाइनल मिलके. क्या मजा आया था. मैं उसको भी दिखाया शाहीन अफरीदी. He's like भाई ये बोलते क्रिकेट को. This is proper cricket बोल के बोल रहा था.
Bro, Mogs is the Shaheen Afridi is an incredible batsman. I was seeing like a 20-minute highlight or something. What shots, bro!
Yeah.
What a player!
Yeah, he's an incredible player, and that's the thing. They have utility players. That's what we need to work on as well. Bowlers who can bat, and batsmen who can bowl in the top order.
Or an all-rounder.
essential.
You saw Harry Brook bowl, bro, Don today. Incredible
I saw
spell,
one
man.
over. Yeah,
Bro,
one over.
it
First
was
over
world-
when he gave one run, I saw that.
How good was that action and the line in length?
Yeah.
It was really good, huh?
Yeah. Sorry, man. थोड़ा move हो रहा, हाथ पे पकड़ के बैठा हूँ.
No. Chalo, we'll wrap it up. Just Don, your prediction for tomorrow. How do you see things panning out, and then we'll wrap up.
Oh, I think Australia to score get a 40-45 run lead.
Yeah.
And England to be 190 for 6.
Oof. Bro, Faiz.
Yeah, I just feel like Usman and Alex Carey will probably wrap it up. 82 जो भी है and probably a 60 odd lead. खत्म. फिर England might shatter. I have a feeling. England बहुत बुरा out होने वाले.
I think England will get like a 15-run lead, and then they get to 250, maybe set Australia 270, 280, and then it'll be a proper chase.
You think they'll finish up tomorrow?
No, it'll finish day 4. Unless it
No,
rains.
I'm saying, you think England will finish tomorrow though?
No, I think. But they're about to get all out, then he'll declare again. It depends on when they start to bat, right? If they bat after lunch, then no. If they bat in the first session, no. Even if they bat after lunch, you never know. But ideally, I think they'll bat till day 4, tea or lunch. Not even tea, bro. I think they'll bat one session day 4, and then they'll declare, and they'll set them like 300 and dangle that carrot. And if it rains, if we lose overs tomorrow, there's going to be more scope of declaration in that second innings.
Yeah.
But I think he needs to he's overexcited. Just relax a bit in terms of the situation.
Seriously, I think why would you take a chance to lose if you know at least you can draw? You know
he said, I don't care. I'm not going to draw. He said, I don't. Pat Cummins said, yeah, if the situation demands it, I'll take it. But Ben Stokes, he's not going to take. But he has to tweak it because it'll backfire on him, and you'll see like the English media and everything will start thinking if you're losing to Australia like 2-3-0 down, then they're going
exactly. In the Ashes, if England loses, then it'll backfire on them.
Yeah, for me, it's best. Like it's the most entertaining thing. This guy is the best thing that happened to cricket, man, and that's why I rate him very highly. He's changed the way we see cricket, how we watch Test cricket. It's a lot of fun. But for his own team, maybe sometimes you just have to be a bit more, not even cautious. Just relax a bit. That's it. Just calm down, go for a smoke, relax, and then take a decision. He's somebody who just runs on adrenaline. It's fun, but it could be dangerous at times.
Yeah, I think it's just he's just trying to prove his point Bazball wise. Okay, it works, and I'm not going to if I sort of turn my back around it, then people will start questioning me.
The thing is, if he didn't declare, right? I mean, declared it was really fun, but like if he didn't declare, it still doesn't say that you're not playing basketball. You're still playing basketball. You're playing aggressive. You're playing for 4 or 5 runs.
But
in
like
over.
you said, they dropped a lot of catches and they shot themselves in the foot as well. So like
That is true.
it's
Yeah.
there, right? So I think from his point of view, I think he did the right thing, declaration, and you could have
Yeah.
we would have been differently talking right now if they would have taken their catches and not bowl no balls.
Mm.
But at the end of the day, like Australia are also a world class team. They're the champions for the reason, and they took in the pressure and capitalized.
And I guess like
here we are.
go hard or go home. He doesn't want to give this is how he wants to beat Australia. If you play safe cricket, it could also become very close at the end, and it could go either way. I think this is how he wants to play, and if he can dominate them 1 or 2 games, get a 2-0 lead, or like win 2 matches in a row, playing this way, then he'll do it. Rather than drawing and taking it. He was not going to take it to the last game. He wants to finish it off as soon as possible. But yeah, that wraps it up. Thank you everybody for joining. Thank you, Faiz. Thank you, Don. We'll catch you guys tomorrow for the review, hopefully. And until then, take care of yourselves. Have a good rest of the evening.